Hi, Debra, and welcome to Nina and Pinta Live, a series of short broadcasts where we dive into important topics impacting our industry. You are Sales Director, UK, Ireland, and Nordics at Amadeus Corporation. Debra Glover, your experience spanned 20 years in the technology sectors, in companies including HP, Atos, CA Technologies, Samsung, and T-Mobile. In July 2018, you joined Amadeus. So this episode is called Technology, Travel Technologies versus Pandemic. But before we dive in, tell me, what attracted you to Amadeus and to the travel industry in particular?
Hi, Stan. Thank you so much for having me today. I guess my answer to that is fairly simple. It was travel and technology. And I'm really new to travel by a lot of people's standards. About 2.5 years I've been in the industry. I come from wider mainstream technology, enterprise software and infrastructure. And with that, brought lots of travel. I was sometimes on between 100 and 200 flights per year, just doing my job. So I was the stereotypical road warrior and living out of a suitcase, and I loved it. So after 20 years, I decided I needed a new challenge, and I was looking for a new industry where I could potentially apply my tech knowledge with my love of travel. And I've always worked for the market leader, so my choice was easy, and the Amadeus journey began for me. And I guess by design and a little bit of luck, I've always worked for really inclusive and inventive companies, and Amadeus has to be at the top of that. I was drawn in immediately to the chance of getting to the heart of how businesses do business with each other, and that really diverse and open culture at Amadeus affords me lots of scope to do that.
Right. And Debra, tell me, you've always worked in sales, in technology. Again, at Amadeus, you are in technology. This is a very, could you say that it's a male-dominated industry, or at least sector? How do you feel about that?
I would say that traditionally, I think the perception is that it's a very male. If we just look at technology, it's been a more male-dominated environment. But I've been in technology for 20 years, and I've always worked for, like I said, market-leading companies, and their inclusion and diversity has been standout. In travel, like I say, I've only been in travel a short time, but again, I've found it very very pro women, and I've always worked for companies. I believe you choose the company, and I've always worked for companies who promote on merit, and that's what really attracts me to a company.
All right. So you told me a little story yesterday about your suitcase and how you could not stand looking at your carry-on.
Yeah, I was watching someone else's webinar, and he was talking about putting away his little carry-on, how he's sat for a few months now just looking at it, hoping and praying that he gets to use it soon. And I've been in a similar relationship with my little carry-on, the one that everyone has one, you know, it's the one you use for those very short business trips, maybe 1 day, 2 days. And I eventually had to give up the ghost recently, and because it became too painful to look at it, so I put it in the attic.
No way.
but it's coming out soon, Stan. It's coming out soon.
Yeah, and we are going to talk about that. Before we do, however, what do you do for Amadeus? What are your many responsibilities?
I see myself as only really having one responsibility, and again, it sounds really simple. I support customers in making the best decisions based on their needs. I lead, you spoke about my job, I lead the go-to-market strategy for Cytric, which is our travel and expense platform, and I cover the UK, Ireland and Nordic regions. And I work with the global corporations and multinational companies who really help shape the future of travel. And a critical part of my job is also building relationships with strategic partners who can add value to those customers. And right now, a lot of my time is taken up and spent with clients who are looking to renew and reshape and review their travel program for the future. Because although we don't have a lot of the answers to recovery questions right now, we know certain things. We know that policy, risk assessment, mobility, duty of care, they have been spotlighted like never before. And we know that in order to have travellers have access to the right tools and the right information to build their confidence, we need to have those things in place and to get them out there travelling again. So that's my job and what I've been focusing on recently.
Okay. Well, I mean, we talk about the impact of the pandemic, and indeed, the travel industry has been devastated by the pandemic, and many observers predict that nothing will ever be as it was before. That people won't readily get back on airplanes. What's Amadeuss' observation over the last 9 months?
So first of all, it goes without saying, Stan, that Amadeus, like everyone in our industry, has been affected and changed forever by the advent of COVID-19. At Amadeus, we have been focused on 3 key priorities, and they are looking after the health and well-being of our colleagues, supporting our customers, and ensuring business continuity. But the crisis has afforded us something else, and that's a refocus on our customers. We have over 30 years of organic growth thanks to our clients, and with that success comes responsibility to help them in more practical terms through the ongoing crisis. And some of those practical measures that we've put in place, we've provided virtual training for PPE and health checks for airports to enable them to be able to open safely. Some of our airline customers had to close their contact centres, and that meant that they were non-compliant for remote payments. So we expedited some of our payment products for them to keep their operations going. For corporations, as I've mentioned, they need support on their policy, on approvals, on duty of care going forward. And for TMCs, we've done something really quite simple and fundamental, but we extended the life of the PNR from 4 days to 1 year in order that they can manage post-sale servicing more effectively. And with access to ticket changer, smart flows, and remote access to our selling platform Connect product, that allowed them to manage their workloads, even working from home office. For hotels, we created a brand new rate code in the GDS at the request of TMCs and hotels, so that they could enable health workers to access reduced or even waived fees for accommodation that was near to their place of work during the pandemic. And in payments, we have about 1,000 travel agents who use our B2B wallet solution, one of our payment customers. It allows them to make payments to airlines and to other third parties. And cash flow has been so critical and so important. Many of our customers, like us, are transactional in their business, and we contacted them because we have the facility within B2B Wallet to actually help them aggregate some of their balances, and give them free cash flow. And we've also opened up our Payments Academy to the whole of the travel industry, allowing people to have free access to our remote learning on payment topics. So we've tried to assist where we have that information ready at Amadeus and where we can help. What we are seeing, before we end on the pandemic topic, it's highlighted the human desire that we have to travel, and methods that we're using right now and video conferencing have greatly helped to connect us and stay connected during the recent months. But it can't replace travel. You spoke about not wanting to go on a plane. We've just conducted some research, and I'll make that available to anyone who wants it after the session here today. And I really recommend reading it because it talks about how we instill that traveller confidence back into back into our travellers. Nothing can replace spending time with friends, family, and making new business partnerships, and that can't be replaced. But we know that the road to recovery will not be smooth, and that some of the current volatility will last, sadly, a lot longer than we had previously anticipated. But we need to work in harmony together to try and facilitate travel and increase that customer confidence. What we are seeing on our GDS volumes is that we have 50% compared to this time last year. And you spoke about the effect on the entire travel industry. So everything that we do involves travel at Amadeus. But that shows us that people are still eager to travel. 50% is still it's not zero.
50% on what? Sorry.
50% across Europe on search, GDS search, compared to last year. So that still shows us that people have the need and the want to travel. And despite the increase in COVID-19 across several countries in Europe in recent weeks, we're still seeing hotel bookings remain fairly stable since mid-July. And that weekly booking activity is about 37% of pre-pandemic levels. So while we still have a lot of uncertainties and doubts around ifs, ands, whens, or buts, we continue to be really optimistic about the future long term of travel.
Thank you, and thank you for those numbers. Very enlightening. So Amadeus is known for its technology innovation. What's in your labs? Do you know, what are you guys working on at the moment?
So we've been pretty busy, and the pandemic has focused us on certain areas of investment, no doubt. Like many businesses, we're looking at what we can do better, faster. But regarding innovation of new products, one of the first things that I want to touch on, and it's not really a new product, but it was something that was born out of our labs. Hundreds of volunteers at Amadeus, when the outbreak first happened, they created a really simple and intuitive help bot that allowed corporate and consumer customers to access information about the R rates in destination countries, about government legislations, and it's still live, and it's currently available for free to everyone, not just Cytric customers or Amadeus customers. And that again is so that people have the confidence to be able to make those decisions about how they travel, when they travel, and where they travel to. And it's currently linked up to about 350 airlines and about 50 government organisations. So that's there. I can link that. We partnered with Riskline, who provide the information as a backbone to our Amadeus Mobile Messenger product, which is our duty of care product. But we're now providing up-to-date maps for COVID-19 infection levels and travel restrictions directly in Cytric to all customers without any additional cost. And another project that we are super focused on is one that's been in the pipeline for a while, but we've doubled down on our efforts because again we can see the relevance and how that will help in the future. So it's Traveller ID, and that's an identity management solution that can allow more frictionless travel at all of the points within the journey. So across the entire travel chain, from booking, check-in, boarding, border controls, and even hotel upon final destination. And some of the research that I've mentioned shows that to gain that traveller confidence, they feel that technology will play a big part in that, and a big part of that is going to be contactless journey through the airport and through different aspects of their journey, including hotel. And Concierge is a project that we've sort of breathed new life into. It offers on-trip and destination type services, so weather, traffic gate information, and valet parking, bag handling, and taxis. And again, that's about enriching the traveller's journey so that they have all of the information and personalisation that they need on the trip.
Wow. quite a lot of innovation. I'm amazed at the 100 volunteers, working on that bot. I mean, this is amazing. We will post the links on the repost of this video so that everybody can access what you've been talking about. Staying on the topic of technologies, what you are working on when it comes to Amadeus interoperabilities and the NDC?
So NDC is a key strategy for and strategic priority for Amadeus, even given the challenges that COVID-19 faces us with. Technology is the backbone of NDC. It's not a commercial model. It's a it's a technology, and Amadeus believe that we have the best in the industry to help facilitate that. We have a state-of-the-art, high-performing tech. We fully embrace cloud, and all of that's needed to process travel bookings via NDC at scale. And we were actually, you spoke about interoperability, and that's really in our DNA, Stan, because we were founded by airlines who still use us as a partner to this day, over 30 years later, and rely on us for technological and industry expertise. And our philosophy is that any new approaches to merchandising and technology standards like NDC must focus on the customer and on the customer's needs first and foremost. And the travellers today, we know that they want simplicity, they want transparency, and they want personalisation. And they can get more of that with NDC. We thoroughly believe that. So we already have NDC content available and live in Amadeus on many airlines, Air Canada, Air France KLM, American Airlines, Finnair, Japan Airlines, the list goes on. And some of those are live, some of them are being implemented, and we have others in pilot, further airlines in pilot. And those are available for travel sellers, to book via the Amadeus platforms. I speak really fast. My Scottish comes out when I'm animated.
That's fine.
And it's really, it goes beyond the kind of the rich content that NDC can offer. It allows them to create special bundles for corporate customers, and that's super important to us, that business travellers can have more tailored packages at the time of booking, like their Wi-Fi, lounge access, seat allocation. So we're super excited, and NDC is part of a broader vision to enhanced travel retailing, and it requires time, investment, commitment, and Amadeus is definitely in this for the long haul.
Okay. Final question. What would you love for the industry to stop doing, and what do you dream for it to do more of?
Okay. I really don't believe that we should stop doing anything. I'm a bit of maybe it's because I'm fresh and new to travel and everything is shiny and new for me. But what I think that we should start doing is to leverage and start to form these deeper collaborations that we've seen have been almost forced by, the external impact of COVID. I think that we should build on that. And it used to be okay to just have a plan. Now we need to have a plan that can be changed. We need to be able to be more agile. And I've plugged it a few times, but the research that I mentioned makes real usable recommendations for technology vendors like Amadeus, for travel managers, and give travellers ideas about how travel can start again and to regain traveller confidence. And I really encourage everyone to read it. I felt super positive after reading it, and I hope other people feel the same.
Okay, well, thank you, Debra Glover. I hope that you will go fetch your carry-on in your attic very soon, because that means you will be on your way to the airport. Thank you for the insight today, and have a good day.
I think I deserve a new carry-on, Stan. Maybe this is what I need. Maybe I need to, I need to buy a new carry-on, and maybe that'll make me feel good about it.
All right, so let's go buy one. Thank you, Debra.
Thank you, Stan.
Day.
Take
Bye-bye.
care. Bye.